Hey, what's up guys? This is Ken from Mahalo.com, and in this video we're going to do a character breakdown of Bubbles. The character breakdown is going to help you understand how to draw these characters even when you don't have a reference image. Reference image is a drawing or another something that you're looking at to draw the character. So you guys ready? I know I am. Let's go. Bubbles is pretty cool. She's one of the friendlier of the Powerpuff Girls and one of my favorites. I always dig her. I think Buttercup is kind of cooler. But what's your favorite Powerpuff Girl, by the way? Is it Bubbles, Blossom, or Buttercup? All right, so now just answer in the comment section below. So let's go ahead and start breaking this character down. Let's go ahead and map out her head. Now the problem with the Powerpuff Girls, they're really simple to draw, but hard at the same time. Like I said that before in some of the other breakdowns, if you've seen it, it's just because they're so simple that if you kind of mess up, there's not a lot of leeway. You're like, whoa, it's just totally off. So that's why you have to make sure you really map out the character well before you draw it. So, and the key is getting the good circle or the good oval for their head. So now remember, we want to draw with our arm and our kind of wrist. We don't want to make circles with our fingers because in college, my teacher just kept saying that all the time, and I would draw with my fingers and it would really, our drawings wouldn't be fluid. So we have that oval down there, and we're going to draw the line of action in her head. So depending where her head is facing, it's kind of facing right there. So we have her head mapped out right there. Then let's draw the rest of the line of action of her body. And so the line of action is basically what the character is kind of doing. And we can basically map out the drawing, just a few simple lines right there. And stick figures are actually really cool. I remember I didn't want to draw stick figures, but they're actually really key, and you should definitely practice stick figures. So we have that head mapped out right there. We have the body kind of going on. So now we know where the leg goes, and then usually when their leg is kind of like bent, it makes a nice little pod shape right here. And we use that center line to kind of like map out. Let's draw a circle. I usually draw a circle right there to kind of know where I want to put the feet. So when I'm drawing, I know that that circle is where the foot's going to go, and especially with the hands too. I draw usually little circles, and it kind of helps me just map it out. See, so I have that circle right there, and then their hands right there, and same thing with that foot. See, just by having that circle, I mapped out the foot. And her body, Powerpuff Girl's body is usually a rectangle, and we can just divide the rectangle kind of like in the middle, and that's where we find their clothes, their little stripe right there. And in this line, that line of action in the head, well, that's how we usually find where their hair splits. So right there, see, boom, it touches right there, and we come around, and we just found her hair, and that's how you really tell them apart, is their hair. And for her little kind of pigtails, I just usually draw a nice big circle, come around right there, and we can do the same thing over here, and then we just clean it up like that. So just remember those shapes when we're drawing the Powerpuff Girls. See, their head's right there, and if it's down in the middle, that's the line of action. And then look at that, we find their hair, we draw those big old eyes, and we just with a few simple eraser, we just come over here, and we almost basically got it. We can come by and add those circles. And see, just with those simple shapes, that's how we map out our character, so we can draw it whenever we want to without having a reference image, because we know, wow, the Powerpuff Girls are squares, circles, and stuff like that. So, remember her knees up, and then, we want to have her leg, and she's kind of taken off, and her head, whoops. Well, maybe her hands up here, just kind of taken off like Superman. But yeah, whoops, and then we'll draw a circle here. And that's the funny thing about Powerpuff Girls, like, they're really hard to draw because they don't follow a lot of proportions that a human has. Like, when they're flying, their hands like just all of a sudden coming out of their head. So, you know, you just want to take a look at a lot of Powerpuff Girls, and before you draw them, just basically break down the characters like I do. Just like before you even draw the Powerpuff Girls, just draw them and just draw their basic shapes, and that's going to help you learn to draw the characters, you know, before you even draw them. That's going to help, you know, it's going to help you learn the correct way and just to draw them without having, you know, a reference image. I know that kind of looks funky, but you just keep, you know, in your sketchbook, just keep hitting those pieces, you know, hitting those circles and everything like that, and do that over and over again, and you'll find yourself easier to draw the Powerpuff Girls without having to use a reference image, because you know the basic shapes that make up the Powerpuff Girls. So with all that said, join me in my next video where we draw Blossom. Oh no, that's right, Bubbles, because they're all with bees. I never noticed that before. Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup. And yeah, the Rowdy Rough Boys are coming up too, and they're all the same with bees, so I guess they like bees a lot. Hey, what's up guys? I almost forgot. I want you guys to send me your drawings. That's right, you can email me a copy or do it old school and just mail it to me, and I'll post it up in my office. And I'll even make a video with your drawing. And if you want me or any of my art friends to teach you how to draw your favorite character, send those requests to request@mahalo.com. All right guys, thanks for watching.